Do you have a face for a dark room? Do people tell you you're ugly? Have you ever looked in the mirror and it cracked? Have you ever been to the zoo and people throw peanuts and food at you? Well, let me tell you what. Why don't you check out Mark's Wrestling Masks on Facebook? That's MARC''S. Mark's Wrestling Masks on Facebook, because that's who keeps our ugly mugs covered too. Welcome to the Shiz Show with your hosts, Vader from Wish and NWO Machine and NWO Cat.
Welcome to the Shiz Show. We don't really have a lot of shiz planned today.
No.
But for those of you who are just kicking in or just listening to us for the first time, we are sorry. And this is all you get from us. We are two guys who love wrestling, worked in the entertainment industry. And, what the blue hell? Hang on. Like,
is that
whose number did you give out?
Hotline? I don't know.
Like, hang on for a second. Hello?
Hey.
Oh. I guess we're going to start calling this. I know who this is just by the hello.
You have no idea.
I have no idea. The Rebel Bobby Collins. How you doing, buddy?
I'm pretty good. How about you?
Yeah, well, I was good till about 32 seconds ago.
Oh, come on.
STDF.
Yeah. I taught you that one, yeah. So, you know what's
I could say the real line.
No, you can't. I don't have my beeper's not working today.
Oh.
It's settle the beep down.
There we go.
That's all we can go with. So we were going to do this. We had talked about this. I told Collins not to phone us yet.
Yeah.
But apparently we're going to do a segment on his word. He just phoned me one day out of the blue and said, "We're doing a segment on your show." I'm like,
Sure.
Okay, yeah. And I think we're going to call
That's
it...
one way to get canceled.
Yeah, we're going to call this the Rebel Yell.
The Rebel Yell. I like that.
Rebel Yell.
Yeah, the Rebel Yell or the Rebel Alliance. So, for those of you who don't know, the Rebel, Bobby Collins, is a
Who
wrestler.
doesn't know me?
Is a wrestler. Everybody. That's why I'm telling them about you. Wrestler. He's done all kinds of stuff across Canada and the States, and he's got a championship son, bodybuilder. Mm-hmm. Who, by the way, how is his pec? I know he had some surgery recently.
Yeah, he's doing really good. 3 weeks ago, he had the surgery, and they told me he wouldn't have the sling off for about 6 weeks, and he wouldn't be able to move his arm for 6 weeks. Sling's been off for over a week, and he's been moving his arm around, so he's doing good.
Well, he's a champ, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, he knows how to take care of things and do that. So, well, that's good. He's healing up.
Well, we're related, eh?
Yeah. He gets it from his old man. That's where he gets the work ethic from.
First of all, you say you're related. I'd like that DNA test, actually. Your son is like 6'6", 380 pounds, and you've never seen the top of a fridge. So
No. Well, sure I have.
when he lifts you,
Well, I used to be 6'3" also until a few pile drivers and rest was fine, and that's the way that goes.
yeah, for sure. So well, I'm glad he's doing okay. So what have you been up to lately? Tell me.
Actually, just yesterday I wrestled out in Morden.
Morton's in Manitoba, just so people know. Was that with CWE?
Oh, of course it was a CWE. I wrestled Mentolo.
Nice.
How did that go?
A very, very good guy to deal with, but he kind of screwed me over on the championship title, but whatever.
I'm telling you, you need a manager.
Yeah.
I had my hand raised, and the referee decided he didn't like that idea, and he changed his mind. And
You got to bring back the new Collins Army. They always had your back.
yeah, they did. Yeah, well, most of them. A bunch of them ended up being turncoats, but whatever.
Don't you hate that?
Yeah,
I have to say, he was the Rebel's kind of shady. He met me in a parking lot to buy some merch.
Nice.
Yeah.
and I sold you more than you wanted. That was good.
I know. Yeah, he just brought this bag full of Rebel stuff. I'm like, whatever, fine. And he still owes me $5. I didn't get my change that day.
You told me it was a tip.
There's
so
a tip.
thanks.
Yeah. The tip is don't buy from the Rebel in the parking lot. He doesn't bring change. So I know that we're going to call this, the Rebel Yell, and we kind of like the things that kind of pick your ass a bit. So let's talk about things that are kind of happening locally, if you can. that maybe you're not a fan of. We're not going to mention other places or other organizations, but there's been a lot of heat recently in the local scene. And I guess the reason is some guys are selling, some guys aren't selling. What's going on?
Are you talking about people that are wrestling that are untrained? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Let's talk about that. So, and let's talk about partially, like, if you're getting into the business, that's a dangerous thing. Like, to be untrained and getting in the ring with guys who know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Well, sure. Well, you can also, the guys that know what they're doing can still get injured too, because you got to depend on each other. Mm-hmm. You said you didn't want promotions named, but
no, I would prefer not. I mean, just let's.
Okay. All right. I'll go by your rules. It won't be the total rebel. But yeah, so there's this one promotion. He just brings guys in, puts them in the ring. He thinks he's a trainer. He can't train shit. So
another leap.
Why? That's a natural process of life.
Okay, so they're coming in untrained, or basically, are they trained like for 10 minutes?
Well, I don't think they have a trainer.
10 minutes. 10 minutes. Who are you kidding? 10 minutes. Oh my God. No, you got gear? Okay, get in the ring.
Okay.
Jeez, that's crazy. There's guys, like right now there's a thing actually on social media right now. Guys are complaining about it and saying that the veterans should be standing up, and yeah, they should be. Yeah. I've been bitching and complaining about it for a few years now. Mm-hmm. Like this one promoter shouldn't even be in a ring. He has no idea how to book a show properly. Like he does got some talented guys on there, but most of them don't know a headlock from a wrist lock.
Yeah. And the guys that are coming in, like, is there any heat in the back? And we don't have to talk about guys, but maybe like the young guys are trying to tell these veterans, like, don't worry, I'm fine. Like, I'm sure because they all want to be in the ring. Like, have you ever been in that situation, Vader, where you've worked with a guy who's really green and you're like, even I'm nervous, or no?
Not really. I mean,
because you always
everybody that I worked with were trained.
Yeah,
we never had that problem.
Yeah.
Like, they wouldn't have got in if they didn't have some kind of training.
So
and we practiced too.
Well, sure. The guys that trained myself and Vader there, you screw around like you are now, they'd have beat the living hell out of you.
Yeah.
Well, I remember at one of the shows, actually, I think I was, for some reason, I think you and I were together, Bobby, and you mentioned that there was a kid who he didn't want to sell for somebody, and one of the veterans came in and gave him a few good chops, and I mean, he got it in for the guys.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, sure.
But these guys are going out there now. So what people don't understand is now you got a young guy who doesn't know what he's doing, who can get hurt, potentially hurt, for a long time.
And he's being told that he's fine. You can get in there.
Yeah. And then you got a veteran who's going to get hurt, who can't wrestle again for a little while, because as we get older, look at Collins, right?
I think he's younger than both of us.
Well, come on. Yeah, with a face like that, he can't be that young.
Life on the road's been rough.
Yeah, it's been a rough time.
Hey, I don't wear a mask, man.
Well, I'm smart. I do. Yeah, so, but you wouldn't want somebody like yourself hurt for no reason.
No, like I've tried to work with some guy. I did a show for someone else, and they told me, okay, you're going to wrestle this particular guy. He's really green. He's new. I was like, okay. I went and talked to him, and I asked him, okay, who trained you?
Yeah.
And he said, you're not going to like it. Well, then I knew who it was right away. And but I tried to work with him, but it's just not good.
Yeah.
Is there
and it's a crappy match too. It usually turns out to be a crappy match.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do as the veteran. Like,
that's right.
To hold it together, and you can only work with what you got.
So let's okay, on that heel, right? So both you guys, you're working with what you got. The booker says I need a 15-minute match, and you get in, and it's 5 minutes in, right?
Blown up already,
and you're and you're like, what do you do when like you're trying to help this guy through? And you're 5 minutes in going, this ain't going to make it 15.
Yeah.
Can you call it?
Just take it home.
Yeah, you just tell them take it home and screw the other guys.
The best thing is they can take it home. I did a match with another promotion one day in Winnipeg, and they had me go against a guy who actually was around for a while. He should have been better than what he was in there. I don't know what the deal was there. And anyway, we were doing the match, and he did nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And it made me look bad. And the crowd was standing there chanting, where's Caveman Broda? I just leaned I just leaned over the ropes. I said, I wish he was here because I'd have a better match. And then after the match was over, like you can see that there's a video of it, and I got his leg. I was going to break his leg.
Oh, boy.
And I had his leg bent the wrong way. And before I was like, screw this, and I stopped.
Yeah.
But then I grabbed the mic. I looked right at the promoter, and I told him this piece of crap should never be in a ring ever again. Ripped him a new ass in the back. Oh, sorry. Ripped him a new one in the back.
His bum in the back.
Yeah. Not the way you guys would do it, but yeah. But yeah, and told him he shouldn't be in a ring. Like I said, how long you been doing this? And he tried to give me some crap line that he's only a couple of years, but that's only because he was here, gone, here, gone, here, gone, here, gone. And I've had a good match with him in the past when he was newer. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, it's just you don't go train, you don't go practice, you don't do anything. Like, what are you going to learn?
Yeah. So, just on that note, where would new guys go right now to practice? Like, how does that happen?
You know what? AJ Sanchez, very good wrestler. Mm-hmm. He's training guys in Winnipeg. I suggest for guys in Winnipeg or in the area that need to get trained, get a hold of him, get a hold of Kevin Cannon because he's working with him, and get in there and learn something. And if it ends up not being for you, then it's not being for you.
Yeah,
you can say you tried. You can say you tried.
Yeah.
Yeah, they train. They're training guys.
But I thought they had something. I remember seeing something on social media where they had like a workshop. It was like, have you ever thought of getting into wrestling?
Yes.
It was like a 2-day thing. And I thought that's a great way to kind of weed some guys out. And because I mean, probably the same thing when you started. Like you'd have some guys would be like, oh, it's like $2,000 to get trained. They didn't care if you're going to stick around or not. They just wanted their money.
Yeah, the $2,000. Yeah,
and it wasn't. Not everybody.
Yeah. And that's notorious. Like throughout. Like I mean, look at Scott Hall. He tells stories about who he went to and Nash and those guys. Like we gave this guy our $2,000 and he's gone. Yeah, right. Like he's on the road after 2 days and you think you're trained,
or you give it and you're like, I don't think this is for me. Yeah. Like, well, thanks for the payday, kid.
So let's just, since we're in the rebel yell here, I have a question about. We've seen it in hockey. We have situations in football for sure, and colleges and. Well, I mean, the Rebel didn't go to college, but you went to college and university. But what do you guys think of this? And again, you don't have to be correct in this in the political sense. I want your honest opinions. When guys get chopped red till bleeding, that's kind of a form of hazing.
Sometimes, depending on when it happens. Yeah.
Like, but you know what? You get like I got chopped up pretty good, but I didn't bleed very much, and I had Brian Jewell and Tom Steele chopping on me, and Chi Cruz for a little bit. Yeah. But it toughens you up.
Yeah, there's a rite of passage back then.
Then, but now with today's world, I mean, these guys are. I hate to say it.
Oh, you touched me. It's wrestling, you pansy ass.
I think we have the Rebels answer.
Yeah,
but I was just curious because, like, I've seen pictures. Like, there was a picture. Maybe 3-4 years ago on Twitter, and I can't remember which wrestler it was, but I mean, he was hamburger. Mm-hmm. Like, it was pretty nasty. And you know who else took a boatload of chops was that Chris Van Vliet.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who he was with, but again, I understand the rite of passage, but do you think it's at the point where it's too far, where maybe 50 chops is a little too much here, and give the guy maybe, a good 10 chops and say, okay, we'll see you tomorrow. Like, there has to even with hockey,
you get your line up there, and then you do 10, 15 chops, but then you come back around. My son and there was a bunch of other guys that were training with AJ and myself and some guys not that long ago, and we got a picture of all of them. Their backs were just red, from just forearm smashes to the back, and you should be able to take those all day long.
Oh yeah.
I was just curious because I know that and it does. I'm old school, right? Mm. Like when we played junior hockey.
You're just old.
And there's nothing to do with school with me. You're playing hockey, you play junior. There were certain things that happened.
Yeah.
Even in a sense, when I was in junior, like Western Hockey League, even you weren't even on the team yet. You were still taking some ribs and things because the guys want to know are you in. Or are you in the way?
Yeah, they want to make sure you're solid.
Yeah,
you're gonna fall into the program.
So I don't. Unfortunately, I was with Graham James. So I had a different hazing.
Just kept your socks on.
Oh my gosh!
I have to be. I still have. Speaking of that situation, I still have a letter from Graham James, welcoming me, like when they invite you to camp. I can't remember. They didn't use the word drafted then. It was like protected.
Yeah.
And then they invite you to the camp, and he was like, well, we're looking forward to seeing you here, blah, 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 this, that, and the other thing. And I remember with Don Cherry, he said, you still have that letter? And I said, yeah. He said, can you send me a copy of that letter? So I sent him a copy of the letter, and he called me a couple days later after correspondence, and he says, reading that, it just makes me like sick that the guy did what he did.
Yeah.
But he said, and I'll never forget, Don, he got really quiet for a second, and he goes, you know what? That's like receiving a letter and looking back from like Jeffrey Dahmer or like some...
Yeah,
like
someone infamous.
Yeah. Like he said, I was just to think that some guys, got those letters and they had a great career, and then some guys went, and if you don't know the Graham James story, he was a real dirtbag. Yeah. A lot of abuse with the guys. So I still
for some
have
that letter was the entrance to hell for them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
your ticket to hell.
Your ticket to hell, and I always. They always joke. They said, "Well, how come you never made Swift Current?" I said, "I couldn't suck a dick."
Oh,
but
well, you can say that, but I can't say what the hell's going on.
Well, no, but I know you can suck a dick. So,
my good.
Hey-o.
This is why no one wants to come on the show.
Oh, hang on. Where's
sorry,
the? That's the booing.
Did we pay extra for that feature?
Yeah. Well, how about this one? Here's your penance. There's your chop right there for you.
Chop to the throat.
Yeah, right to the throat. So so hazing. I would say hazing in a mild way is still like you're saying, give him 10, 15 chops. But when you're turning a guy's chest into that,
but some guys want that too. Like I guess the guys, if they're working Gunther, that's gonna happen. And I don't.
Gunther.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I like Gunther.
Yeah, you would.
I like watching him work.
Yeah.
He's been good.
Yeah.
Like he's definitely improved quite a bit, and we can't deny that.
No. He's put a lot of work into himself. So
yeah.
He deserves everything he's got so far. He's worked hard for it.
Yeah, he's done good.
Yeah.
So Rebel, that's it for you. Get the hell out of here.
So STDF.
Listen, we're gonna make this a regular thing where you come on. So
if that's okay with you, you're imposing.
Well, this 10 o'clock thing though. I don't know about the 10 o'clock thing.
Oh, that's all you. No, because he was whining today. He says, "Where's the episode?"
Oh, okay.
And I said, "Well, I gotta go record. I gotta do all the work here."
Yeah. Well, I told you. If you taught me how to do it.
Okay.
I got a perfectly good computer. We could be doing it on high tech.
Yeah. Here we go. No, so
you got your iPhone 3.
Old age stuff you're using. Is that what you're telling me?
My very first Android.
Yeah. He's got to get Stetner to print off the flyers for the show.
All right, I've had enough with you two both now. Both of you people.
Oh,
yeah, you people. That's the ultimate right there.
You people. You're done now, man.
That's it.
That's it. I don't watch hockey. I don't like hockey, but yeah, he was done for saying that. So,
yeah, and he was right the whole way through too.
And I do like his birthday tweet.
Yeah,
thank you people. For all the birthday
wishes. For sure.
Yeah.
All right, Rebel. Well, you stay safe, and we will talk again, buddy.
Oh, that was great having the
Rebel on.
Always a good time.
Rebel is you just never know what you're going to get with the Rebel. Yeah. And
what's going on?
Are you writing numbers in?
Did you write it in the bathroom?
In bathroom stalls? Hang on, let me get this. Hey, you got the shoe show. Who's this?
It's Long Route Willy. How you doing?
Hey. Well, finally a good guest.
Yeah.
Instead of that Rebel.
That stinking Rebel.
That no good, filthy thing. Willie, how you been, buddy?
I haven't been too bad. How you guys doing?
Well, we're doing okay, and things are good. And you're a big wrestling fan. We had you on before. And Willie, the reason he's Long Route Willie, and it's not spelt like you people think it is.
Yeah.
Willie is a bus driver, and he's constantly driving. And
but I thought it's spelled ROOT.
EROUT.
Oh,
yeah. You had me there for a second. It was a Wheel of Fortune segment, real quick.
Yeah.
So and Willie, I've known Willie for I don't know, like 20 years minimum, and big wrestling fan, and he likes to chat wrestling, and that's what we like on the show. Just people calling in and talking wrestling and some silliness. So Willie,
yes, sir.
You and Vader are gonna kind of be the guys here to chat about this. I'm just going to play devil's advocate a little bit because I did not catch...
Mr. Food Stamps doesn't have the WWE Network.
Yeah, I don't have WWE Network. So you watched it. You got some results. I honestly...
I caught bits and parts of it.
Yeah. What would you... Like, for what you saw, Willie, Did you like the show?
You know what? I actually thought it was a pretty decent show. I liked the setup they had there in Perth, and the crowd just seemed right into it. I caught the full women's elimination chamber.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. Other than there was like honestly one person who I don't think should even have been in that elimination chamber, and that was Raquel Rodriguez. Like, I don't know why they threw her in there for a pity shot or something. Who knows? But I thought the rest of them were good. Like, all she has is one move, lift up.
Well, and I've always joked about if you're gonna flex your back, at least have a back.
Her flexing her back would be like you standing in the middle of the ring and whipping your shorts down.
Like, well, exactly, yeah, no kidding, or
And
showing
we're
my
looking at
abs.
what exactly?
Yeah, showing my abs. Yeah. So
Yeah, she got nothing there.
yeah. So it's and then now Rhea Ripley's match. I heard some people a little bit pissy about the match. That
Really?
well,
The part it didn't look bad. Like it wasn't a normal Nia Jax botch fest.
let's just face facts here. It's the first time Rhea Ripley's been back.
Yeah.
In her home.
Mhm.
They're not going to let her lose.
No.
But if I was booking, I'd have made her lose.
Oh yeah.
Right? Why not get that heat?
Yeah.
And bring them back to Australia for another match.
Mhm.
I would have. The reason is they've made this Nia, since she's come back, an absolute menace to the ring,
Right.
killing everybody. And I just don't think there was enough for Rhea Ripley to beat her.
No.
That would be me. I'd be like, let's have
Well,
you
there wasn't
drop.
even a lot of build up to the
No,
match either.
no.
Kind of made no sense. It was like, okay, we got to give her somebody. So
Yeah, so I would have had her drop it to Nia, just even if it was short term,
Mhm.
and that would really push Nia Jax as that heel.
Yeah.
Right. And then we can get Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, but then they would have just threw in the bloodline.
Well, that's why, and that it's now you beat me to it.
Sorry.
I said that's how I would have done it. I would have had Nia Jax win and the bloodline help her.
Yeah.
That's what I would have done. And that, to me, would bring the bloodline back as major heels again. Because right now, I don't think they're as heel-y as they should be.
Yeah.
But, Willie, what do you think?
No, I totally agree with you. I was kind of wondering if she ever was going to join the bloodline and all that stuff, because I'm going, her and Naomi. I thought Naomi was going to come back and she was going to get right into the whole thing with the bloodline, being married to
Jimmy
and all that stuff. But I remember before, you never won in your home city when you went there.
Yeah.
You were like, I can remember in the old days, very rarely did the hometown favorite win their match. Vince always had them losing.
Mhm.
Just to incite, like you said, get the heat going and everything like that.
Yeah.
Or have her win, but via disqualification of some sort or something like that, because then it's not a clean win.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good idea too. Yeah, you could have had that interference and still had her win the match, but not win the title. That would have been good.
Mm-hmm.
That would have created some heat. But I was just kind of hoping for me that we get, and Vader and I touched on this before, that we get Rhea Ripley away from this Judgment Day garbage.
Yeah. Well, she didn't come out to Judgment Day music.
No, she came out to her own. Yeah. To the whatever it's called.
I don't know, and she sang along and she did the stomp thing.
Oh, yeah.
Came out, yeah.
Something My Brutality.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what about the other matches, Willie?
Like I said, the women elimination chamber was great. Should Becky have won it?
I think she's
don't know.
overpushed.
Yeah, you think so?
She's getting over pushed. Like, honestly, I would have loved to seen them put, because the last women in the Royal Rumble, like, it was almost all of them were in there except for Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
Like, it would have been better to see her than Rochelle.
Mhm.
Because I think that would have been a much better go to than doing that. Like, Tiffany Stratton wasn't bad.
No.
The tag team was the tag team. Again, it's just to me, it's almost getting to be ridiculous. Either go to one single belt or split the belts up again, or just do something, because it's getting to be pretty boring.
Yeah.
And I think Triple H, prior to this Elimination Chamber, he came out and said Rock will not be here. Mm-hmm. Like, don't expect him here. Like, he adamantly said that it's not happening at this chamber. Like, I guess they were thinking he was coming in, and they said no. What was Roman Reigns there?
I don't think so.
I didn't see anything or hear
I
anything
don't think
about it.
there's any bloodline run-ins. Really.
Again, so he doesn't
Yeah.
defend, so his
Yeah.
title just keeps ringing up like garbage.
Yeah.
Like for not defending or putting it on the line for anything.
Well, I think they're setting up The Rock for a big swerve. I think him and Cody have some kind of a deal going.
I think
because
so.
like when he did the acknowledge me, he held up the loser sign.
Yeah.
And he was talking about, I'm going to do everything to make sure you don't leave with the belt and you don't leave WrestleMania with the belt. And as he was saying that, he turned and pointed towards Roman, pretending he was talking to Cody. And I'm like,
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think there's a swerve.
I agree with you. I think The Rock is doing. I think they're doing a swerve because he's playing the heat great,
Mhm.
and he's getting the fans excited to hate him. And yeah, guaranteed when he does that switch, when say he turns around and takes out Solo and Jimmy, or
Yeah.
gives Roman a pop when the referee's not looking, and
That's what I
Cody,
think's going to happen.
oh yeah. They're gonna. The good thing it's in an outdoor stadium. They're gonna blow the roof off.
Yeah, it's gonna. That's what I think's gonna happen. Something he'll take out the other guys. He'll people's elbow him,
Yeah.
roll back out, and let Cody win it.
Yeah.
Right, and then that's again there'll be some kind of rainbow bright happening because it's gonna be the stupidest storyline going again. Again, now that his story's done, he can go home.
Yeah.
And that's what
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to see him bring back an old belt first, and then go home.
yeah,
Okay. Let's switch topics right now.
Okay.
What belt? You let Roman walk away with that one.
Yeah.
Go get out of here
Yeah,
because
beat
it's
it.
stupid.
Yeah.
And what belt does Cody bring back?
And which belt is he defending?
Well,
'Cause, I mean, really, there's only 2 belts, but technically there's 3 right now.
yeah, I know,
So-
I know. So I guess it's universal.
Yeah.
That
'Cause
would be
that,
it.
that could be part of it too. Oh yeah, I lost the belt, but I'm still a champ.
That's what.
And then this garbage goes on and on and
Yeah.
on. So
yeah, because
Well, I think it was the Universal Heavyweight Championship belt they called it now, and that's that black one that he that pretty much Paul Heyman carries hanging off.
Yeah.
So you get rid of that belt, bring back the old. Remember the old NWA, that monster heavyweight championship belt with all the calligraphy and embroidery in it, like
the big gold, like what Triple H and like those.
like the one that Ric
the
Flair
Ric
had.
Flair one.
Ric Flair used to wear that.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
one went
Big-
pretty much from your sternum to the top of your scrotum.
It looks like the Wimbledon plate tied
Yeah.
to a belt. Yeah.
It's the rodeo winner belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be another. But I think
I think
that
they
one.
kind of did that with Seth's belt in a way.
Yeah, ish. I was
Yeah.
gonna say that it's kind of they've mixed about 4 belts into one, but
Yeah.
if you're gonna, I think if you're bringing back any, there's only one.
Yeah.
It's got to be Winged Eagle.
Winged Eagle or even Big Eagle.
That's
Yeah.
a good one.
The Attitude Era winged one might
Yeah.
be, but again, for 40 years of Hulkamania,
Yeah.
why
they
not?
should.
They could bring that belt back in, or let Hogan come and hand that belt to Cody.
Yeah.
And say you're the real champ or
Yeah.
whatever. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. I think I do like the Attitude Big Gold,
Yeah.
and I do like the Winged Eagle thought, but to me, Winged Eagle might be too much Hogan.
Yeah.
Like everyone associates that with Hogan.
Yeah. And again, it's 40 years of Hulkamania, so
Yeah.
maybe they will. So.
It might be an interesting piece, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think that Big Eagle might be because that, I mean, it symbolizes the Attitude Era,
Yeah.
right, to me, and then I don't necessarily associate that particular belt with any one wrestler.
No.
Whereas the Winged Eagle I associate just with Hogan
Why I associate that with, well, a few.
and
like-
Slaughter
yeah.
and a few like
Bret Hart had that one too, didn't
yeah,
Yeah, Bret Hart had it. Shawn Michaels had it. Ric
Yeah.
Flair had it. So.
So it kind of covered, Hogan had it probably for the longest duration
Mhm.
out of it, but it made its rounds.
Yeah.
But we keep talking the Attitude Era. One thing I actually kind of like right now is it's kind of come back a bit there to the WWE, or at least when The Rock's on.
yeah,
Like, with the stuff he's saying, and
yeah,
it's not like, again, I know he's not one of your favorites, but the guy is so good on the mic. He has such a natural flow.
ooh,
The Rock.
oh, I like The Rock.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought no, it's Cody Rhodes. I think is useless. I can't stand him.
A lot of those guys I can't stand. And well, and speaking about that, making jokes about AEW. Oh my God.
Yeah, I sent a few jokes out about AEW.
Yeah, I got a few of them.
Yeah. I don't know. We can change the subject for just a second. Like I kind of get a kick out of the Acclaimed. I do. and only because of Gunn. And I get a kick out of Prince Nana because he's very old school manager. He just reminds me of a sillier slickster.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like he's got it.
He's entertaining.
Yeah.
Bobby Heenan taking the bumps.
Yeah. That's what I mean. He's kind of all of them in one. So I think that's the nice part about AEW is you got Gunn helping out his guys. And even that Jay White, I think, has been a little better since he's joined that Gun Club.
He's good. He was good before.
Yeah.
Because they finally found a spot for him.
A good spot for him, right? Yeah. And Swerve, too. They found a good spot for Swerve.
Yeah, I didn't really like Swerve before. Now I don't mind him.
Yeah.
He's a great worker. So,
and that's the whole thing, right? Everybody finds their spots somewhere down the line. And the only other guy that I think I liked this week was Wardlow. They just had him on his own.
Yeah.
Right? And I thought, well, this is good.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I think that's what they need to do with him. I mean, he can't be in a faction.
No.
He's to me, I don't know, Willie, what do you think? He's not a faction guy.
No, well, and considering right off the bat, what did Adam Crybaby Cole say there? It's like, Wardlow wins the belt, he's going to hand it to me.
Oh, yeah,
and,
that's right.
And the funny part is, you just kind of saw him look down like, what? Like, I'm going, I just went through this with MJF and Pinnacle.
Yeah.
Like, now you're going to tell me I got to do this, this shtick all over again? And for him, it's kind of like, when he went off on his little, diatribe there and everything like that, I thought, okay, well, that's good. You're kind of standing on your own 2 feet. Like you said, he's out there by himself and he's selling his wares. But other than that whole, I don't know, I can't watch Orange Cassidy first match every Wednesday.
No, I'm going to correct you. He was the second match this week. Moxley was first.
Even that, starting to show with Moxley all the time too. I liked Orange Cassidy at first, and I'm sick of him. I thought, okay, this is unique. Now it's like, okay, this is stupid.
Enough, yeah. And here's the thing. I don't think he's sick, but to me, Moxley's looking like sickly thin lately, and I don't understand what's going on with him. He's dropped, and he wasn't a guy who needed to lose weight. But he just looked, this last week, he looked really thin.
Maybe just change it up. It's training. He's doing something different. So.
Yeah, he could be.
Maybe he had some injuries. And
And again, see, everybody thinks these guys are so much better. Cesaro hasn't improved.
No.
Or whatever the hell. Castagnoli.
Yeah.
Same guy, 25 uppercuts a match.
Yeah.
And then spin some guys around.
Spin,
so to me, I just don't understand why they're bringing him out first now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go with that route.
No.
What about you, Willie?
No, I agree with you. Honestly, it's like I turn it on and then it's like, okay, I wait usually a half hour, I should say, let my PVR start recording it. And then it's like, okay, put it on first speed and watch a match in high speed so it looks a little bit more entertaining.
Yeah. But this Adam Cole thing, I hope Wardlow wins. And then they have a stepladder match.
Was that just so we can look at the eyes?
That's the only way he's going to reach it if they get a stepladder for him. Just have Wardlow hold it above his head to get that done. So, well, Willie. Before we let you go here, give Elimination Chamber, your 5-star review.
Overall, I'll give it a 3.5.
3.5.
The chamber matches were good. Ripley's match was good. The rest, you know what? They could have saved them. They could have saved themselves an hour and a half of airtime by not bothering to put him in there.
Yeah.
It was funny. I just saw a thing on Facebook, and they were listing the old time all the pay-per-views they used to do and everything like that. And there's some good ones that are missing. Like I mentioned it to you before, the Survivor Series. Go back to the old format of the Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Teams, you work your way down, blah, blah, blah. You got 5, you got 1. It is what it is. Don't reinvent the wheel.
Yeah. I'm almost to the point, we got to get going here, but I'm at the point, is it time to eliminate the chamber and just forget this pay-per-view?
Yeah.
To me,
I think so. It wasn't. I think it could be so much more than what it They barely used it for this match. I think there's only one high. I think Logan Paul's the only one that jumped off of it that I recall.
And what's her name? Liv Tyler.
Liv Morgan. Yeah.
Liv Morgan.
Yeah. Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
They could be doing so much more with using the gimmick, and
they're not. They got to get rid of this one. Yeah. Anyway. Willie, we appreciate you phoning in. And
thanks again.
Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, well, next time I'm gonna spend an extra $5 for call display. We'll talk to you soon, partner.
It sounds good, man.
Right.
You guys take care. Be safe.
Okay,
Thanks,
bye.
Willy.
Thanks.
Yeah, so that was Long Route Willie, and we'll thank the Rebel for calling in.
Yeah.
And Vader, I'm not even gonna get you to dance.
Good, thank you.
I
got to poo.
Okay, well, you go do your thing, and until next time.
Keep kicking out.